Luján.
Thank you, Chair. I appreciate the time. Mr. Washington, thank you for being here, and thank you for your service, sir. My state of New Mexico is a destination to many who come on out to get to our mountains or experience our public spaces, fall in love with New Mexico. And there's programs out there like Essential Air Service, as have been spoken about today, that provide critical connections to our rural communities as well. And this time of year, while many of out-of-state visitors are coming to ski up in Taos or Santa Fe or other ski areas, many are coming for family reasons or even national security reasons to NNSA, National Department of Energy laboratories, or military installations, a Space Satellite Operations Office. Now, on my way back home to New Mexico, I spend a good amount of time at Denver International Airport. Sometimes I think I spend a little too much time there, but nonetheless, it helps to get me home. And no hard feelings to my colleagues on the committee, but our runways don't melt in New Mexico. Our runways don't freeze on over and things of that nature. So what I want to ask is, understanding that some of these airlines have not brought back flights to pre-pandemic levels, is, if confirmed, what steps will you take to not only bring back pre-pandemic levels, but to increase service to growing economies like Albuquerque or other airports that are not experiencing the same kind of weather challenges that others in the region are experiencing?
Well, thank you for the question, Senator. I definitely would like to work with you on that. In Denver, the airport was built for 50 million annual passengers. We're at 70 million right now, and we're looking at 100 million in the next 5 to 8 years. And so this is a factor of making sure your airport can accommodate those increased numbers. And so I would want to work with you on working with airlines to increase those. I mean, it's not FAA's primary sort of job. I mean, it's there was a mention of Africa a little bit earlier, but that was a proactive way to get direct flights to the continent of Africa. And so many times the airport team has to do that themselves to go out and sell their region in terms of tourism and all those things, but would love to work with you on that.
I look forward to learning from you in that space and many others, Mr. Washington. Now, there unfortunately is growing agreement that many air carriers did not sufficiently prioritize consumer protections. Mm-hmm. One area where some articles that I've read disturb me greatly are parents of young children. And they describe horrific stories where their children got too hot, overheated, heat stroke, because those planes get really hot if they're stuck on the tarmac, for example. And so while the 2010 tarmac delay rule helped immensely, there's still concerns that I have about occupant safety. And so if confirmed as FAA Administrator, do you commit to working with me on this issue as well?
Absolutely, Senator. This is under the authority of the Secretary's office, but obviously I would work with you and the Secretary's office in coordinating that.
I appreciate that very much. Now, one last question that I have is around the commercial space industry, which is poised for explosive growth in the coming years, including Spaceport America in New Mexico, out in Sierra County. Now, the FAA and the Office of Commercial Space Transportation are critical in the support of this new era of space exploration. And while the FAA received increased funding in recent years to increase workforce and improve its process for licensing and permits, I continue to hear the lack of personnel employed or trained to meet the rise in commercial space launch and recent operations. If confirmed, can you commit to prioritizing hire additional employees at FAA, review this, all in support of space commercial travel?
Thank you for the question, Senator. I can commit to making sure that we have the resources in place to meet the challenge around commercial space. And so I commit to that.
I appreciate that. And I imagine that there'll be a bipartisan effort to work closely with you in that space as well. And I hope to work closely with my friends and colleagues from my neighbor to the east in Texas, as well as other places around the United States. Madam Chair, thank you for this hearing, for this time. And again, Mr. Washington, I look forward to your confirmation.
Senator Young.